Hi guys, it's Izzy and I'm so excited to be sharing this video today. It really, I still have to pinch myself a bit because it just doesn't feel real. So the other day I got my university results back, my final ever university results back, and I could not believe the piece of paper. Well, it said it on the screen, but you know what I mean. That said, I have achieved a first degree at my university. So that is an absolute dream come true. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that when I was going into university, I kept telling myself I was going to achieve a first. I really wanted to speak it into existence and get myself that first, and it really doesn't feel true that I've got it. So yeah, even though it is a complete dream come true, I really, please don't think that I'm boasting here. I did receive a lot of support from people around me, so my tutors, my family, my friends, so I just want to say a massive thank you to them, because honestly, without everyone in my life, I would not be sat here filming this video saying, guys, I've done it. So yeah, while I'm sort of on this buzz of just receiving my grade and everything, I thought that I would share my top tips. I've condensed it into 5 things that I think I've done that helped me achieve my first degree. I try to keep these tips quite general so that no matter what degree you're doing or where you're studying, you could apply this to your university experience, because obviously I did media and film at Liverpool Hope University. That's going to be very different, so if you're studying like law at Oxford or something, so I don't think my skills that I needed on my specific course can be helpful for everyone. So that's why I tried to share some general tips, but if you guys want to know anything more specific, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. So my first 2 tips actually take place before you even go to university, and this especially the first one is the most important thing you can do whilst selecting your degree, and it's so easy to do. It's the easiest step, but by far the most important step, and it's just to enjoy your degree. Don't be studying something for the sake of studying something. So I know a lot of people that go to university just for the sake of going to university, and while that's all well and good, like, university is just the best experience. So if you want to just go for it just for the sake of seeing what it's all about, then that's absolutely fine. But you won't be achieving a first grade in any degree if you're not absolutely passionate about the subject and love where you're studying. So definitely go to open days, see what your course is all about, see if you like the feel of your university, and please just, this is the most important thing, just pick a subject you enjoy. Don't pick it just for the sake of thinking, okay, I've always been good at this subject, I guess I'll do it at degree level. I did that with my A levels and I hated every second of it. I sort of picked my A levels based on what GCSEs I was good at, so I picked like chemistry, biology and everything, and I just had no interest in them, and it was just so boring studying something I hated. So I was like, nope, I am never studying again, never ever. So I thought to myself that that was going to be it, that was going to be the end of my education journey, and I took a gap year, and then actually I decided maybe it wasn't studying that I hated, maybe it was just the subject that I hated. So I decided to literally start my life from scratch at degree level, which a lot of people don't think that's an option, but it definitely is. Just that it's never too late to do what you love in life. It sounds really cheesy, but it's so true. So I decided to, at degree level, just start learning about media and film. I had never taken a media or film class before in my life, but I just thought that's a path I want to go down, I want to try it, and I had no experience in it. I had no idea if I'd be any good at it, but turns out I was, because I was really passionate about the subject, and it just shows, like, you don't have to do what you think you're going to be good at, you don't have to do the safe option, just do what you love and the grades will follow. My second piece of advice is something, again, you've got to start going into, but you've got to maintain it. It's just to always want that first, because the moment you think to yourself, oh, okay, a 2-1 will be good enough, then you're already sort of starting to drop your motivation. You've got to speak it into existence. The first thing I did when I went to university, when I applied, was I just told myself I'm not accepting anything less than a first, and I really want to get a first at university. And even though I've passed first year and I did alright at first year, like, I really want to bump the grades up this year just to ensure that I get a first. Like, that's what I've got my mindset on first. Like, if my lecturers happen to watch this ever, like, just be prepared that if I don't get a first, I'm coming back for the whole 3 years, because I'm stubborn like that. And it gets scary at times, because trust me, you don't, even if you want your first, you don't always get a first in every single assignment, which was the case for me. It by no means means that I got a first in absolutely everything, but I just knew that overall I was going to achieve a first. I really just told myself that, never let myself settle for anything less. And that's quite a scary mindset to have, because you really are putting yourself out there for disappointment essentially. But if you just keep yourself focused and think, I will get my first, I will get my first, I won't settle for less, then it really helps you stay motivated. Because like I said, if you just drop that little motivation and settle for less, then you are going to settle for less. Always shoot for as high as you can get, because you can get it. My third piece of advice, and this was my motto all throughout university, is work hard, play hard. So I think it goes without saying, to get your first degree you need to put in a lot of effort. There's no denying it. No one just gets a first degree just by not studying, not doing their assignments, not staying on top of things. You need to work hard and you need to concentrate hard while you're working. But with that said, you definitely need to take that time to relax as well, and to do something that you enjoy while you're at university. University isn't about studying all the time and studying hard all the time. It's also about developing other aspects in your life. So I became such more of a well-rounded person at university, and I think it did me the world of good going out of my comfort zone in all sorts of areas, especially like socialising more. I became so much more social at university, and that really helped me separate the work from the play. I'm a Capricorn through and through, so it's very easy for me to be very serious about something and not be able to switch off. Like, I'm the sort of person that if I've got an assignment due in 2 weeks, I will want to stay in my room and do that assignment for the 2 weeks. But it was very good that I had very social friends as well, and they always dragged me out and stuff like that, and I think that did me the world of good, because I would have burnt out otherwise. So I think every single person that's going into university needs that one hobby, whether you join a society, whether you go to the gym. In my case, my hobby was, to put it lightly, getting absolutely shit-faced. So I made sure that when I went out I had an amazing time, but also I made sure that that going out time, I didn't go overboard and let it go into my working time. You've got to separate them two, but you've got to separate the two, if that makes sense. So when you're concentrating on your work, you've got to concentrate on your work, but when you're going out, don't you think about the work. Keep them separate, but also make sure the two don't overlap. My fourth piece of advice is to not get defeated by criticism. So this is something that happened to me so much in first year, is that you put your absolute heart and soul into an assignment and then you still don't get the grade that you want, and it can be so defeating, and you can sort of feel a bit arrogant when that happens. You sort of feel like, what does my tutor even know? I did such a good piece of work, like what is he on about? That was so good. But you do have to get out of that mindset, because that's not going to help you. You need to listen to what your tutors want, and you need to take that on board, because you can only get better. Like, I feel like especially in first year it's so easy to get defeated and feel like you aren't doing as well as you should be, but that's what university is about. No one is expecting you to know everything as soon as you go in. That is what the whole 9 grand a year is for you to learn and for you to experience and for you to grow. And part of that is unfortunately not doing as well as you hoped and learning from it. That is the whole key point of university, is to get better. And leading on from that, I have my fifth and final point. You've got to know what is expected of you the whole time. This is sort of going along with like keeping on top of everything and staying organised. It all plays a part. So for example, every single term I would make sure I knew exactly what assignments I have, what deadlines I have got to do, what readings I need to do, and I'd make sure that I wouldn't leave anything to the last minute. Like, I know loads of people say they perform really well under pressure, but could never be me. I always made sure that I was starting my assignments basically as soon as I got them, at least thinking about them if I wasn't physically sat down and starting them, just so nothing was sprung on me last minute, because especially in your third year, all your deadlines sort of pile up all at once and it can be so overwhelming. So I always made sure that I was working on something all the time. Every week I'd at least be working on like one of my assignments, or at least thinking about my assignment, and I always finish on time. I was never rushing to do any assignments, so that was really helpful, because I just would not have got the grades if I was rushing them all. And also keep in touch with your tutor and know what they're expecting of you. That is such an important point. You don't want to be like misunderstanding an assignment or something, so I always used to like harass my tutors and be like, what about this, what about this, what about this, and like they were always super helpful, really knew their subject and everything like that. So if you're unsure about any of your assignments, don't be afraid to ask, and just make sure you know exactly what's expected of you and when it's expected as well. And I think by just doing these 5 things throughout the whole of my degree, I think that this is how I achieved my first grade. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys are studying, if you are at all. I assume if you're clicking on this video then you're studying. Let me know if you're studying already, let me know if you're going to be studying in September, and what grade you are aiming for. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!